If you're a commercial painting company, you probably are looking for new accounts like any business is. I want to show you how I am using HubSpot and Claude to automate and streamline my prospecting with new potential clients to make it easier and more organized for me to make phone calls to current prospects and future prospects in the business. So I'm kind of showing you a look under the hood at how I'm doing prospecting here at Boolean, but you can take this and apply this to basically any industry to make HubSpot more powerful and streamline how you make your phone calls in the future. So if you already use HubSpot, this is going to be just like lightning in a bottle for you. If you don't use HubSpot, there's probably ways you could do this with any other CRM as well. But I'm just showing you Claude Code and HubSpot in the same thing, my setup, and hopefully this serves. So Boolean automation works with 5 million and larger painting companies to streamline their business processes, integrate their softwares together, help them integrate AI into workflows to streamline. So this is actually a perfect example of something that we could do in a painting company. It doesn't work as well for residential because obviously you're not going to be able to find like phone numbers and emails and whatnot and residential or individuals don't have websites. But what you can do is really, really cool. So what I have come up with is a skill inside Claude Code. So first of all, I'm running Claude Code in my terminal, but on VS Code. So I'm using VS Code. That's what this is right here. But I'm running Claude Code in the terminal. So if you don't know what that means, leave a comment or look it up, and you can set this up on your own. But what I want to show you specifically is this tool or this skill that I created that's called Prospect. And actually, so it's going to start thinking, I'm actually going to change this to, hey, I'm trying to understand the prospect skill. Could you let me know how it works and what the structure of it is and kind of the logic that you're going through when you're using this skill? All right, so I'm going to kind of explain the back end of what it's trying to do, and then I'll show you how I actually use it in the day-to-day. So it's looking into the skill files. And if you don't know, like skills are basically just like SOPs on how you want the AI to work for you. So if you look here, it's saying that this is a daily cold call cockpit for your 10 calls a workday motion. Everything runs through HubSpot, through this portal and this user, and that's the governing rule. It auto writes, it never auto sends. It creates tasks, drafts emails, makes notes. So that's the behind the scenes. Then the context that it loads first. So first, it goes and grabs my HubSpot credentials, and then any other recipes that I put in or logic or tools that it might need. It identifies my ICP, which I have in another marketing folder of who my ICP is. And then it looks at cold call playbooks and scripts that I've seen that I wanted it to incorporate. And then it deduplicates and excludes sources based on people that are already my clients or other businesses. For example, there's certain businesses that I know if they use these tools, they're not in our ICP, so we don't need to be calling them. I want to call the businesses that are most likely to fit who I'm looking for. So there's two different modes of this. The first one is the prep logic. So I can run this skill, and actually I'll open up another tool so we can do this while we're watching. So let's do new terminal. Let's do this. And I'm just going to do, so literally every morning I come down, actually in this case, I do it the day before. So we'll say prospect, and then I can do, whoops, I guess I should have said prospect, and then prep for Monday. So it's now going into the system and it's like, okay, I see that I have these batches and it's doing whatever, all these different things. Let's go back while it's thinking through more of this logic of what it's doing. So first, it's going through the pipeline for warm follow-ups or opportunities that have gone cold. And then it's going to pick 10 and deduplicating against the roster and the previous companies that I've already called. And then it's going to research net new, so verified phone number, owners, accuracy, never fabricate a number, mark not found if unavailable, cite sources, create the HubSpot call task that's due today or tomorrow or whatever day that I say, pull context block from Fireflies. So if I have already talked to this customer, I want it to go into my Fireflies, get the context of those previous calls that could have happened 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, pull them in, tell me what their revenue, the stated goals that we talked about when I talked to them, etc. And then restate anything that I might need to be aware of. And so that's the prep one. So right now it's running in another window. It's going to go tee up a bunch of calls for me. And then if we look at mode B is the wrap logic. So after I get done with my calls, so I do my 10 calls in the morning and then I just go in and say prospect wrap. It reads all the calls and the summaries that were inside of HubSpot. And actually, I'll just show you exactly what this looks like. All right, really quick, I just want to tell you about something that we're doing here at Boolean. We have created this assessment to see where you are on the AI skills curve. So this assessment is super easy. It takes you about 3 minutes or so to finish. You can go answer through these various questions. As you're going through it, it will tell you at the end of the quiz, you can add in some additional details if you want, but it will actually show you where you are at and send you a score. After you take that assessment, it will break down where you stand on this operator and data level in the business. So it gives you an analysis of where you're at, but more importantly, it's giving you next steps of what you could do today to up-level your power level inside of using AI tools. So again, this is not a software. It's just a tool that we created to help people get better at using AI. So if that's of interest, go to the link down below. It's paintos.app/AI. You can take this quiz right now. Now let's get back to the video. So let me jump in here to tasks. So for example, if I did do today, I'm all caught up for today. So let's do tomorrow. So tomorrow I have these calls to make. And it's just the like little things like this are so valuable when you're dealing with AI because it teed up all of this information for me. There's a mixture of new clients, warm prospects that I should follow up with, and then also just like retry calls from maybe yesterday or the day before. So if it were tomorrow morning, what I would be doing right now is I just check all these boxes. I got 14 tasks to do. I'm going to click start tasks. And then it pulls up the call box because it's already, it knows that this is a call task. So I can, actually in this case, it didn't pull up this call box. So I'm going to click the call button. I can click, it's going to call this person right now. It'll start ringing. And then it transcribes the phone call. So when the phone call is done, it will summarize what was said or talked about on the call. So you can see, like in this case, this is the call note summary. So Chris talked about this, key notes, Gibson does blah, 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 current tools, they're using HubSpot and whatnot. So all of the notes that are in the summary here, they get passed back at the end when I use the wrap logic, and it will go through all the calls that I made, and then it will draft me emails to the people that I just called that I said I would send emails to based on what I told them in the call I would do. So then I can click complete, go to the next task, call, make notes, complete, go to the next task, call, make notes, complete, go to the next task, so on. And so now I'm able to do these 10 to 15 sales outreach calls. Like this morning, it took me about 30 minutes. And if you think about all the stuff that's happening, like I get done and then I do prospect wrap and it, summarizes all the emails. And then it tells me, hey, I got 3 drafts in your email. Go review them, because I don't need to send emails to everybody. But if I talk to someone and they requested it, I can do that. And so again, my excitement around this is like, if you are a commercial painting company, like you need to have your team doing this, because your team getting involved in this, like, and using this in the way that I'm describing is a huge unlock for how trying to do more with your sales team in less time and being more productive. So And this is a relatively easy thing to set up. The biggest thing would be if you like using HubSpot, using their task feature, and then if like getting Claude set up, there's like a bunch of stuff that you have to have as prerequisites. But if you have those things, it's like handing over this prospect skill and teaching it. And I'm even going through, and every time I've used it, I've made little improvements and tweaks and adjustments. Because from my perspective, my one belief is that I have to do some small amount of outreach every day. So I just know this is what I'm going to do. And I sit down, I don't think about it. It's already done the logic and the thinking for me. It tells me what I need to say when I call, and then I move on to the next one. So super excited about this. Again, this is a framework that would work perfectly in a commercial painting world. So your reps have lots of other things on their plate, but if they're not doing some amount of outreach every day just to get in the habit of developing relationships and following up with people, like that's a huge missed opportunity. So hopefully you found that valuable. If you have any other questions or you want a deeper dive on any of this, shoot me an email, drop a comment, let me know. Happy to do like a live Zoom or a YouTube video where we set this up for somebody. So if someone wants to get in touch and do that, like I'm game. So we'll talk soon. This is Chris, Boolean Automation. We'll see you in the next video.